Hey, everybody here, Lacey Good Books. Welcome to Lacey Good Books. Well, we're not doing it over the iPad anymore. Yes, I just got my new camera. We were getting started with this huge book haul. So yeah, like my new camera is actually a webcam. What I'm filming this on. Tomorrow I'll be using it again. And I'll take a picture of it when we're done with this vlog. So, some of these books are ones I bought, and a lot of them were from like the books I got for my birthday. So, we're all in this lovely gift bag. We have a second book, so I put this books on the side. So we're gonna start the one on the stack. So this first one I got was actually by Emily Henry. It's her newest one. It's the Cinematic of Funny Story. And you know, so this is a new release. And it's got a great, big, and beautiful life. Alice Scott is an eternal optimist, still dreaming of her big writing break. Hayden Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize-winning human thundercloud, and they're both on family little Crescent Islands for the same reason, to write a biography of a woman no one has seen in years, or at least to meet with the aggression who claims to be the management leaves tragic horizon. Former tabloid pancakes and daughter of one of the most stand and scandalous females of the 20th century. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be like reading a bit of it. So sounds like this is book author who's finally getting her writing break. And this guy also is getting a writing break as well, because they're book authors. They're assigned to us by doing a biography and a woman that they on this desert island where cannot be found. And honestly, I'm very excited to read this one, because this one's gonna be for TBR at some point. I'm excited to read this one, and it seems like a really great book, because I never read or heard him in the interview before, but at some point I will be with the next release. I know it's on one of my TBR carts, but this one I honestly highly recommend to you all. This next book is also by Emily Henry. It's called Happy Place. And I'm only going to read a little bit of it. Happiest is wine. Wine have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, honey and tea, lobster, and rolls. Except now, for reasons they are still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago, and still haven't told their best friends. Cause this sounds like a summer wild vacation, but they haven't told their best friends they are not together anymore. Well, I better get my Henry mind going. This seems like a really fun read. I'm honestly excited to read Emily Henry for the first time. It's not gonna be this specific book. It's gonna be people we meet on vacation. I'm honestly can't wait to hear that. But this one sounds like a fun summer read. Will be picked this summer. This next one is by the same author, Emily Henry. Excuse me. And this is by, Emily Henry. This is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Daphne always loved the way her fiancé Peter told their story, how they met on the story day. Fall in love over an entire hat and moved back to his lake house hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with his childhood best friend, Peter, which is how Dorothy begins her new story. Stand in beautiful Winning Bay, Michigan. Oh wow! Winning Bay, Michigan, and without friends or family. The friends are family, but with a dream job as a children's librarian that barely pays the bills and preparing the romances with the only person who could possibly understand her imprisonment, Perta's ex, Mills, Newark. Okay, this is we're gonna stop. So we're following Daphne. This girl right here. We're following her and her fiance Peter, how they kind of met, and he went back to his hometown. He brought her on. They were childhood best friends, and it sounds like an epic love story. Enemies to lovers kind of like a thing. I'm honestly excited to read this one. I'll hear it. Okay, our next book. This one's by one of my favorite book authors, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this was the second book in the Nessa series. So this one's called Killer Instincts by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now I'll give you a little bit of it. Cassie Hobbies has a gift of proving people her talent has led her spot in the Elton's FBI program for teens with instant crime solving abilities and into some harrowing solutions after really expecting a confidence with the unbalanced killer, obvious with her mother's murder. Cassie hopes she and the rest of the team can stick to solving cold case from the distance. Okay, this is kind of like Chicago. It's like not like Chicago Fire or anything, but it's kind of like, okay, so it's the group of teens figuring out a murderer, pretty much, of this girl's mom. What actually happened? So they're going underneath like this FBI team to try to figure out what exactly happened. Like I said, I never read this series before, and I'm honestly excited to read this series. I have the first one, the first book of the series, the Nasworlds. That one's going to be in a probably a reading vlog or a TBR. But I'm honestly excited about this one, only because I love this cover. The purple's one of my favorite colors, and I just love. You can see this is book 2. I have book 1 up here, so this is gonna be honestly a really good. It's just a new book. I'm honestly quite excited to read this one. The next book is one of my other favorite book authors of all times. It's by Karen Kingsbury. It's called Love Story. John and Elizabeth Baxter. Whirlwind romance started when they were college students. It lasted nearly 30 years until Elizabeth died of cancer. When John is asked to reveal that long-age love story for his grandson Cole's Harting's project, he's not sure he can handle the sadness of going back, but he agrees and allows his heart hold on. Sorry everybody, my phone decided to go over the game. So yeah, we're following these 3 young college people who are honestly in love. So this is a great, wonderful book. I have not read it yet, but I do honestly want to read it, or maybe hear it. And of course, Karen Kingsbury is the best New York Times bestselling author, and this is the list of all of her series. So I'm excited about this one. I'm excited to read it, and really excited. So about the book. So his grandson is doing this project for school, and he asked about what happened back in college. So the guy's grandson told, you know. And that kid was honestly really, really sad. That's what the voice that hurt. Okay, so the next one is by one and only Abby Hazelwood. This one's called Checkmate. I want to give you a little bit of it. Mallory Greenleaf. It's done with choice. Every move counts nowadays after the sports. Lead to the discussion of her family for years. Earlier, Molly's focus is on her mom and her mom's sisters and the dead end job that kept the light on that is until the biography agrees to play in the last charity tournament. And individually wipes the board with Nothing's Kingkiller, Norm Slayer, current world champion in the region, bad boy chess. Okay, this is about this girl, her mom and her sisters. They went to this chess champion, and this girl, what is her name? Mallory, meets this guy who plays chess, and he's like a world champion. So they are she's learning how to play chess. He kind of teaches her some great moves, and that's what sounds like what this story's about. And I cannot wait to read this. It's going to be part of TBR at some point. And I'm honestly quite excited. Next book. These books are crazy. This one's another book, okay? It's one for standalones. It's called By Any Other Name. Only I'm going to read a little chunk of it. When they chose for a career as a woman's editor and the encouragement to a man who checks off all 99 boxes on her carefully correct list. Lane's more than good, she's killing it. Then she's giving the opportunity of a lifetime to work with world rewarded author and the biggest inspiration in love and life. The North Callaway all Lanes has to do is to carry No's writings rock, and she'll get the promotion she always dreamed of. So she's like a romance book editor, and she's finally approving this guy's this book regardless taste of reading. This sounds like honestly a really good novel, and I'm honestly to maybe hear it or read it. Can't wait to see all the hype is about. So she kind of goes through the book of the papers before they put it like all together and they get a book. And it makes this guy Noah very happy. So that's what this one's about. It's about this gal who's an editor of a woman's book novels. Next book. You guys are gonna love me for this. Okay. This one's by. This is actually seen on TikTok. It's by Rebecca Yarrows. It's called The Last. That's it. This is also a romance. Beckett, if you're reading this, well, you know the last letter. Well, you make it. I didn't get off the guilt train because I know if there was any chance you could love saved me, you could love. I need one thing from you. Get out of the army and yes to ride. My little sister is raising the twins alone. She's too independent and won't accept help easily, but she lost her grandmother and parents and now me. He's too much for anyone for adore. It's not for. Okay, so this sounds like it's a hype romance, but in an army kind of a base. And I'm really excited to read this. See, it says right here, I've seen on TikTok. But this is one of the TikTok books that are honestly really hyped. So, I'm honestly excited. Here's 2 other books of this series right here. So, this is a really popular novel. I can't believe I'm holding this in my hands for the first time. This is just a great book so far. I have not read it yet, but I am going to read it. I am honestly excited. The next book was and this is by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. It's called Marked. There's other books in this series as well. But I can't wait to honestly try this book. I'll just only going to read a bit of it. It was very much like our own, except here. Vampires have always exist. 16-year-old Zoe Redbird, but just been marked as a feline vampires and joins the House of Night, a school where she will train to become a adult vampire. That is, if she makes it through the change. Ooh, okay. This is a vampire kind of episode. We're following this girl who's going to be trained how to be a adult vampire. This is the first book in a series. I don't really know what the series is called. I think it's called Marked. Also in here, the series this one honestly is. So yeah, this is the first book in the series. I'm excited. Very, very, very excited to read this novel. It is going to be a great novel. I'm honestly excited. These are our next book. The first section was done. Wow. Excitement. This book, I've been waiting to get my hands on this one. This is by one of my favorite book authors. This is Dita Cruz. It's got Snow and Poison. Snow and Poison. That was the first book. And my word, that got me glued. It got me glued. And then I want to read a little bit of it. All Lady Sophie knows is sheltered life within Palm's walls. Now her father, the widowed Duke Maximilian of Bavaria, is at last remaining, and one the day of his wedding, Sophie is finally making her high security debut at the ball. Sophie charms the dazzling Prince Philip heir to the Spanish throne. Okay, that's where we're gonna stop. So this is the second book in the Similar Glass series. And you can tell this is gonna, I don't think it's no right one this time. So this was about this girl. Her name is Sophie. Lady Sophie. They moved to Paris. But her dad meets unexpected this girl who kind of looks like Snow White. Like, really deep down Snow White. But it goes honestly much deeper. So Sophie meets this Prince Philip, and she's just totally in love with this guy. Her dad loves him, but the dad gets married to this ugly girl who actually kind of kills him with poison in the air. So this is what this one sounds like is about. I can't read it. I'm reading this book for part of this month's TBR. I'm doing a reading vlog for that. I'm honestly very, very, very excited to read this one. And I highly recommend. This next one is by Madame Martin. So this is another World War II. I am reading on my Kindle a different book by this book author. It is called The Book Lovers Library. And Nottingham, England, Wide Emma Taylor finds herself in disappointed need of a job to provide for herself and her beloved daughter Olivia, but with the large relations preparing windows with children from the most environment alternatives. She's left with only opening pessimist marriages at Book Lovers Library to take a chance on her. Okay, that's where we're gonna stop. So we're following this girl, Emma, and her daughter. It's kind of based on like a World War, I believe. It starts out. It takes place in this library where people read and stuff. So read and checking out books, and but it's more based on a World War II, World War I kind of thing. next one is by this same book author, Melanie Martin. It's called The Keepers of Hidden Books. So, okay. All her life, Sophia has found comfort in two things: books and her best friend Jenna. But no one could have imagined the honors of the Nazis' occupation in Mersin as the bombs rained down on Hitler's focus, locked, and destroyed the city. Sophia finds the new books are also in need of saving. With the death count rising, Sophia jumps to action to save her friends and her whatever books she can from the wreckage. Okay, this is like another World War II action. This one Hitler really takes over. Right before the gas chambers on that one. But this one is more like Hitler's Olaf Hitler when he does the change on the kids and points to the sky saying there are your parents and all that. And the children are scarred for life. And I think that's honestly kind of sad. Sounds like a real sad book. You know what I mean by that? This next one is by one of my favorite book authors, Jennifer Delaney. And this is called Stepsister. She's alone to win the handsome prince. Except Isabel isn't the beautiful gal who lost the glass slipper in the cupboard in the prince's heart. She's the ugly stepsister who cut off her toes to fit into Cinderella's shoe, which is now falling with blood. When the prince discovers Isabella's discipline, she turns away in a shame. Okay, that's where we're gonna stop. I kind of like this part. Says back here, don't just cute the fairy tale, shatter it. I just like the back of it, and it's like honestly. Really cool. I think this is just okay. Yeah, this is kind of like Cinderella's kind of like thing with like the slipper. So the stepsister tries to try it on, but she cuts all her toes out to fit into Cinderella's glass slipper. But the stepsister ends up breaking it. Really, actually, that's kind of yeah, this is kind of like Cinderella's story, so I'm honestly excited to read this one. Also, with Delaney, I don't know how to say her last name. This seems like to be a really interesting novel. These two are next one. We're actually going to do these quite quickly. I am honestly surprised. So then this next one is by Sarah Adams. It's got the sheet. The friend zone. It's not the end zone for Bree Camden, who is heavily in love with her longtime best friend, and examining her national football lead Northern Dimension. The only problem is that she can't admit her true feelings because he clearly sees her as a best friend with no romantic potential, and the last thing Bree wants is to ruin their relationship, but those aides know nothing but good old personal, no touching the sexiest man alive. Public. Okay, so this guy is a football player, and this girl, what's her name? Bree Camden. So we are following Bree Camden, that she's falling in love with her longtime best friend, who's a never-know player. But he doesn't want anything to honestly continue, anything to happen like right away. But it's more like how am I gonna explain this? Like she's not ready for a deep relationship, and he doesn't want to break the friendship between her. But actually, I thought that sounds kind of honestly sweet. And it's gonna be part of a TBR video vlog at some point too. This next one is by Sarah Adams. It's called The Rule Book. The Rule Book. I'm not reading a little bit of it. Noah Madison's enter career in the hands of famous ever-known tight and Derek Painter, who happens to be her extremely hot college ex-boyfriend. Nora didn't end up this as gracefully as the code have back then, and now it has come back to hunt her. Derek is her first client as a official full-time sports agent, and his holding a grudge. Okay, that's where we're gonna stop. This girl is actually falling in love with this other football player. Excuse me. Football player, but he doesn't want to get out of the friend zone. I think that's gonna kinda weird to see is the sexiest man alive in this novel. I am honestly excited about this book, but there's a grudge against her for some other honestly reason. I can't wait to read this novel or hear it, but I'll probably end up hearing it, and then because Sarah Adams books are honestly quite interesting to read on the internet. Now these are our next book. This one's by Ray Benengo. This is the first book of a series of 6 of prose. I have the Shadowbone series on the other one. Honestly, excited for that. And this is what it's about, so I'm just gonna Chris Durham is no. It doesn't say much of what this book is about. So I'm gonna read one of the things, one of the things on the back here. So we're gonna just crisscross are the only ones who might stand between the world and decisions if they don't kill each other first. A convinced with a thirst revenge, a sepulcher who can't walk away from range. Okay, that's where we're gonna honestly stop. So it sounds like, I don't want to say a bird. Yeah, big blackbird, like a hawk. That's just, it sounds like a big hawk. This is a poster note here. This is really, a really beautiful like mini poster inside the book. I thought that was honestly kind of cool. So yeah, it's kind of about this hawk. It has its own Netflix series. So I don't really, I'm probably gonna watch the series, that maybe or TV show, whatever it is on Netflix. But this sounds like it's about a crow. So these are like big blackbirds. If they're in like in a big 6-pack of big blackbirds. Sounds like a big kingdom and stuff like that. But I have not read. It's just like in every chapter it shows like the part of the ring on that. Yeah, I have not. I heard a lot about this book, but I have not read it. I might end up hearing it maybe. But oh wow, so yeah, this is in my parts. That's kind of neat. So yeah, it sounds like it's about this big blackbird. It's like a 6-pack of these crows, 6 crows in a pack. But I guess they are flying. Yeah. Sounds. But it sounds like this guy is like having these birds out, learning how to fly and stuff like that. But it's more of training these birds flying and I guess killing. I'm not sure what this book's about, but I'm just kind of reading it right now. Very excited. If you know what this course is about, please put that down honestly in the comments. This one's by Evie Woods. I probably am gonna hear one of hers. The thing over here. This one is called The Mysterious Bakery on Rodney Paris. Let me read a little bit of it. For Edie means a recipe for disaster who doesn't require the money that many ingredients take an invisible amount of wishful thinking in a sparkle of description, and that's how Eddie kicked and Eddie leaped everything behind, and including for her dream job at a bakery in Paris, except the bakery isn't in Paris. Neither is Eddie. So, don't know, it says, it doesn't know where that bakery is at, so it's kind of like a mystery. Like a mystery, mysterious. They don't know where it honestly is located, but they're want to find. this bakery where it is actually located. I'm excited about this book right here. This is also a new release. I'm honestly quite excited. We're almost okay. I am loving this book on the Sylvie Carsons, and this is called The Good Part. The Good Part by Sophie Carsons. Lucy Young is a 26 and tried turn of a fancying coffee for senior TV producer. Sick of gone and distractions, these and done with living in a dump flat with romantics who never buy toilet paper. After another disappointing date, Lucy stumbles upon a missing person a coin into the slot. Lucy closes her eyes and washes with all her might. Please let me skip to the good part of my life. Okay, so it sounds like this girl is trying to do her laundry, but she's skipping around, waiting to get her clothes washed. And it sounds like it's like a romance story. Yeah. So I'm honestly excited for this, and only because I've been waiting so long to get another book by Sylvie Carson. So I get the rest of her novels. Because I am loving her writing work. I heard before I do, and I absolutely fall in love with that book. That one was a good book. This one, I feel like it's going to be a good book also. These are the next one by the same book author. This has a vibe of a song by Michael Bublé. It's by Sylvia Carson. It's got Just Haven't Met You Yet. Hopeless, romantic, and lifestyle reporter Rana's business trip. It's the Channel Islands isn't off the great short after one embarrassing cursor with the most active man she ever seen in her real life. She arrives at her hotel and realizes she's grabbed the wrong suitcase from the airport. Her only concern is the incredible climate edge of which imaging her more and more. The owner of this suitcase is clearly an honest dream man. Now all she has to do is find him. So this is kind of like a haven't met you yet. It sounds like a spicy romance novel, but it sounds like she lost her luggage, and now she's trying to find her luggage and find her dream man. She hopes that he's honestly single. And when that's what, like, this is actually when this is gonna be displayed. It's called Doorways to Paris, and this is all these doorways to Paris. I thought this was honestly cool. See, look how beautiful these are. Yeah, this is going to be displayed over or my TV on one of my bookshelves on the other side of me. Or maybe up on here somewhere. Just need to figure out where I'm going to put it. So these are all different drawers of Paris. And I want to thank the three great people who got me this novel. I do want to thank Martha's daughter. Thank you very much. And her two lovely twins. They're autistic, but they are so adorable. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this novel. This is just a great book. And thank you for Martha's daughter to this book. And the daughter actually got me this necklace. It's a Paris necklace. And I got a Paris necklace that will be shown tomorrow on the second channel. But thank you to explore these books with me. And I will see you guys in next week's vlog. Thank you to come to Lacey Good Books. And I'm sorry you guys had fun with me with all these books I got for my birthday and some of them I bought. I want to thank you all to come to Lacey Good Books. If you are new, welcome in. Love newcomers. And I just want to say thank you all. If you are new, check your things out. Go ahead. I have nothing to hide. Yeah, because I have nothing to hide. But if you guys are part of the book family, you guys check out some of these books. A lot of these are booktube books and TikToks also, so check them out. Give this vlog a bigger thumbs up and peace out. Real quick, book familiars, what is your favorite booktube book? Please ask the photos down in the comments. Thanks, guys. Thank you. See you guys in the next vlog. Big thumbs up and peace out.